Today is April 23rd, 2024, and welcome to SBA Today. Tanya, what the heck are we talking about today?
Wow, there's a CEO from a top lender that has resigned. Okay,
Dun,
that's one. The other,
dun.
I know that's going to be like, talking broker fees. Hmm. And let's see here what we are going to share as far as lessons we've learned this week, from us as BDOs, and also the most popular financing methods for business sales, which I think is very interesting. I don't know about you.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Anyway,
first, I want to say hello to all of our friends, hopefully listening at the Nagel Spring Conference in Nashville, Tennessee. There's a lot of them that are out there. So, hello, friends.
friends. I know. I kind of wish I was there. How about you?
Yeah, I know. I kind of do too. I've actually never been to Nashville. That's okay. Vegas is
On the
in the
journey.
fall.
Hey, hey.
I'm going to be there in Vegas. That's for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the small business facts then, as far as, and this is shared just FYI from our friends over at Murphy Business Sales. And it's the most popular financing when it comes to, I guess, business, any kind of acquisition or anything
Uh-huh.
along those lines, right? The most popular, surprise, surprise, cash, especially nowadays, right? People are
Yep.
setting that money aside and they're just wanting to go in full on cash only. And then we've got the Rob's rollover. Many people don't know about that. It's basically taking IRA funds, right? Or 401k funds and putting them into your business. And there's no penalty for that. So there's like, you still
Yep.
get obviously the tax consequences, but there's no penalty for pulling it out in advance if it's going into your business. I love that too, just by the way.
Yeah.
A line of credit, family and friends, unsecured loans. Here we are, SBA loans. We're down the list a little bit, not surprising. Equipment leases and a HELOC. Now, you know what I want to talk about that? What's really interesting, all of those, not only can they do them in and of themselves, but the vast majority of those are also eligible to be used in conjunction with our SBA loans. Many don't know that, especially the Rob's rollover. Many don't know it coming in, and they've got an issue with equity and need a little more funds, right? Maybe can't get the gift from the friends and family. So yeah, a Rob's roller, if they've got a pretty good chunk. I don't know that I think it's worthwhile if it's under 100,000. To be honest, I just don't
Oh,
know that.
1,000%. Even
Yeah,
that's
there's
concerns
tax
me a little.
consequences. They've got to pay for it. I mean, it's got to be a C corp. So there's different challenges or changes that go in that. But boy, I love all of these. I mean, the HELOC, yeah, especially those of you down in Texas where it's a homestead state. I mean, if
I
you
know.
go down to your house, we can't take it, so might be helpful. Anyway,
I was actually, I knew SBA loans were not, of course, the number one,
right.
but it's in the middle of the pack, and I think that's really interesting. It's only 6% is what it
Yeah.
says of financing, and I'm like, wow, I'm shocked by that.
Are you?
Uh,
You thought it
I
was more?
actually am a little bit. Maybe I'm just more hopeful. I don't know. But yeah, no, I
I'm
thought that
not
was,
surprised. I'm actually not surprised by that
well,
number,
there
to
you
be
go
honest.
then.
I know. Yeah, it's differences there. So
That's
anyway,
right. That's right. Well, hey, so the next thing is actually a couple things I want to mention. One is I gotta share with you guys this story that this last week I had the largest loan signing I've ever had. And you're thinking, oh, it must be dollar amount. No, it's not dollar amount. It's the amount of papers that I had to print for this deal. So picture this: 7 properties,
yep.
multiple states, and I'm sorry, 8 properties and 5 vehicles. It came out to 432 pages. It was larger than my mouse. And
You
the
know, crazy. There's
was
so many
great.
people out there, so many other lenders. They won't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Have you seen that?
Oh,
Like,
I'm
I think it's
sure. I'm sure. And this was a great deal.
because of it. Yeah.
I love doing this deal. Great borrower, and I was going to make it happen. But God, that many deeds of trust and everything. Woo, it was quite a party. So I thought I'd share with you that I'd love to hear in your comments if anyone has had more than 432 pages in loan docs. I challenge that. I welcome that.
Well, I did have 12 titles one time, so 12 vehicle titles, which those are royal pain in the
That
rear. Let me just
equally
say,
thought.
oh my gosh, such a pain. I'm like, oh my God, I hate them. I hate them. Anyway. And you know what? I wanted to kind of share something too, because, I didn't early on, but okay. So, like this morning, got up early, did my walk, had the most beautiful sunrise, right? I mean, the most beautiful sunrise, and just things that you don't get if you're not getting up and getting out or doing something out of the usual, right? The vast majority of people are still sleeping. I'm out walking and getting to see, I know, and getting to see this sunrise, right? Or let's say last week, I went with a group of girls. We went out. One of them I had met once, had not met any of the others, right? When I went and stepped out on a limb, to kind of do something a little bit different. And it was the most amazing time ever. New friends for life, right?
That's awesome.
Anyway, the reason I bring that up is it's the same with us in business, right? If we're not looking or taking steps outside the box, if we're not I know, getting creative. So, like when we have these borrowers that come to us and we automatically think it's a decline, step outside the box and look a little closer. Or if we aren't getting enough referrals, right? And we're only doing, let's say we're reaching out via email or phone. Well, get outside your box, go stop in and see them, do something different, create a networking event. The point being, and the way the two go together is sometimes we have to do the uncomfortable comfortable or the comfortable uncomfortable, whichever way you want to look at it, right? And step outside our boxes to kind of get a different outcome. Anyway, that would be mine
Absolutely.
that I wanted to kind of point out this week for all of us loan officers out there.
That's a good one. And every single time I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to that quote event, for example, is always the best. I come home and I'm like, that was really good.
Right?
Um, and most of the time when I'm like, oh my gosh, this event's going to be absolutely epic, it's the absolute opposite.
It's the
So
opposite. I want
you're
to
at
show you.
100%.
I want to show you. Look at this here. I mean, come on. Can you see that? Let's see if, oh,
Oh
you
yeah,
can't see it.
if you're
Oh,
on
you
the
can't see
video on
it. Oh
YouTube, that
no.
is quite impressive.
Bummer. Beautiful, beautiful colors.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, hey, another topic that we want to kind of talk about, and this is just an open conversation between Tanya and I,
yeah.
and that's a little bit about broker fees. It's not the most sexiest topic in the world, let's call it what it is, but I think it's interesting to have the conversation because there's a lot of lenders out there that do not pay broker fees, and I was just kind of curious, like Tanya, do you pay broker fees?
We do. We pay 1% on the total loan amount.
And that seems pretty normal on that.
Right.
Now, does your bank have a agreement between the broker and the lender, or I'm sorry, the broker and the borrower?
Broker and the borrower. Well, I mean, we do the 159 and all that fun stuff, but we don't have
Okay,
anything specific that we put out there. I mean, they've got to give us an invoice because that's SBA eligibility wise, right? But
correct.
past that, no. I mean, I
Okay.
think some of us though have a different opinion. I mean, because if somebody came to me and they're getting money on one side and they want to get money on the other side, it kind of makes you wonder, what's going on there.
Yeah.
As far as some of the brokers, but no, we're pretty typical. We're 1% across the board. We wouldn't have the deal if somebody didn't send it to us, so we're going to pay it, and it's up to them to be hopefully doing the right thing because they're signing that. They're signing that document, man. But
That's
doing the right thing as far as what they're doing with that money and why they deserve that 1% fee. So
Here's a question for you though, too. What if the loan goes bad in the first year? Is there any recourse?
no, there's recourse on us. We have recourse if the loan goes bad. There is zero recourse.
Uh-huh.
Them, it's like, okay, yeah. But I mean, but time should there be? I mean, they're looking at deals. They're typically, I wouldn't assume, going as deep as we are. So should there be one? That's our due diligence. We're still
Mhm.
taking it on. So for me, I'm like, you know, I buy into that. I could see why they wouldn't get a recourse or have a recourse. You?
I've seen some institutions do it. And as well as, I'll be honest, we came out with it, that if there's a default in the first 12 months, we have our hand back out.
Well, now what does a hand back out look like? Do you give it back to us, or we're not gonna work with you again? Because how are you gonna get it back?
I know. And that no, you're 100%. Like it's one of those things where I mean, it all
Show up
depends,
on their doorstep? Come on, Paul.
right? I'm going to collect like I am a loan. Come on.
All right, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, I don't know how much teeth is in it,
oh,
but it definitely, I'm seeing a lot of institutions doing that because again, what is, the bank suffers, the lender suffers, why the borrower suffers, yet the
yeah,
broker gets off scot free. I don't
yeah,
know.
but here's I don't
I don't
know.
know.
But here's
Feel
the
free to
deal.
fight me.
How is it the brokers in my mind, right? How is it the broker's fault? Because what they send us, I don't know about you, but I see some of the broker things in the seller discretionary income and whatnot. I'm sorry, I'm digging in.
Well,
We
yeah,
don't buy all
if
that,
you
right?
take that, you're a fool.
Everything's a grain of salt. But it's my job, right?
Yep,
It's my job to dig into that deal.
that's
And if it doesn't look good to me, or if something looks off, that's my responsibility.
that's
I
true.
mean,
That's true.
we're the ones that's working with it. We're the ones that's divvying the money. So to take somebody's advice, it'd be like if my neighbor came over and told me, "Hey, Tanya, Tanya, the building's on fire, or the townhomes are on fire, or something like that," and I just ran versus looking for myself to see, is it really on fire? I mean,
Right. Correct.
so,
True. True.
that's just me.
No, that's why I want to have this conversation because I think it's interesting because a lot of people do things different ways, and this is
Yeah,
SBA lending. I mean, there's not a lot of things in SBA lending that we can kind of do. I mean, we can say do what we do, but we all do what we do differently.
we do, which is, I mean, that's a good thing, man, because that's, you've seen it and I've seen it. I know that, sometimes what you can't do, I can do, and sometimes what I can't do, you can do. So,
True.
it
Refer to
works
each
and it's
other all
better
the
for those
time.
borrowers.
Great.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? What else
And
happened to you this week? Anything? Anything good?
oh geez. Just getting caught up, loan closings. It's just all the same on that.
So
Yeah.
have you ever run into like a, God bless, a commercial real estate broker that is maybe more so works on the residential side,
Oh my
that
God.
is dallying in the commercial side, and is kind of trying to, oh my
Mm,
gosh, direct and guide and all this. Well, I've had a couple of strong conversations. I mean, time you get strong, I can get strong.
I believe
Uh,
that. I believe
I've
that.
had some strong, direct conversations of, these
Yeah.
are not questions I'm going to answer. These are questions you need to chat with your borrower about. I mean, that's a contract between the two of you. So we had something come up where the appraisal came back low.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And I got the question, what are we going to do about it? I says, well, I'm not doing anything about it. What I'm doing about it is I'm
Me?
going to give you the money that I said. What you guys do about it is what you guys do. Anyway, that was
Yeah.
just a
Sounds
funny
like
one
you
that
need
came up
to
this week.
negotiate a price.
That is, I mean, that is part of the negotiating.
That's
That's the
true.
broker. So
That's true.
anyway, that was a fun one for me. So
Well, last but not least, because we want to keep the top story and keep you hooked along the
uh-oh.
entire episode, let's talk about our one of our top stories that happened. We have a top four SBA nationwide lender. The CEO has resigned, and that is the CEO of Ready Capital, John Mosier. That is very interesting to have something like that. Actually, according to the article that I read, leaving the industry. Uh,
Ooh.
Very interesting when you see someone that large leave. I believe he is staying in the industry, and he mentioned he was going to be at Nagel. And so, wish you the best, John. But it's always
Yeah.
interesting to hear what's the story behind it.
Oh, whatever. You want to start another conspiracy theory or something
Yes, that's
like
me. I'm
that.
still a conspiracy theorist.
Well, and you waited for me to find that out because I hadn't seen it yet. So he waits, y'all, to
Right.
let me know
Of
this at the same
course,
time. I think
wait.
it was to see my reaction or something.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, we do. We wish you well in your retirement, resign, whatever
Yep.
that is. So yeah,
Always interesting to see what happens. So go
always
ahead and close
interesting.
us out, Tanya.
Well, guys, We love to see you here every Tuesday. So if you're looking to get this live and in video format, then go ahead and jump on YouTube and or LinkedIn on Tuesdays. Otherwise, we're on all streaming platforms if you want to listen to us in the car. But hey, I mean, come on, video. You can't get these expressions otherwise.
That's true. We do have a lot of expressions in the show.
Oh, we do. Yeah. Well, you guys have a great day. We'll see you next Tuesday.
All right. See you later.
Yeah.